I make the motion that we approve the public improvement district policy.
Mr. Weaver made a motion to approve the action related to the Public Improvement District policy.
Second.
Mr. Jones is seconded. All in favor? That motion does carry 4-0. Okay, item number 9.
Last but not least,
Discuss, review, take any necessary action related to the professional services reimbursement agreement for the Bartlett Farms residential development. Ms. Patty.
Mayor, this is an agreement that the city will enter into with the developer. The developer's responsibility is to reimburse the city for any professional or third-party consultant fees that the city gets charged that result from this development that we've been talking about. So the city doesn't have to support this development on the citizens' nickel if the developer reimburses you for those costs. Now, there's a little added benefit because some of these things that we're doing for you all will actually help you for other projects in the future. But this developer's the first one, and so he's got to pay for a larger share than those that might come later.
There is action on this one. Any other questions, comments? Action.
I make the motion for the professional services reimbursement agreement for the Bartlett Farms residential development.
Second.
Weaver's made a motion to for the necessary action related to the professional services reimbursement agreement for Bartlett Farms residential development, and Ms. Vicky has seconded that motion. All in favor? That does carry 4-0. Perfect.
And that's all I have on the list tonight for me.
All right, Ms. Patty, thank you very much.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
you
much.
coming and being with us.
I'll see you all in a couple of weeks.
All right, thank you. We'll be talking to you soon.
Count on it.
Be safe.
Y'all too.
All right, thank you.
Who told you?
Item number 10, discuss, review, and take any necessary action related to awarding the administrative services contract for the preparation of the city's 2023-24 Texas Community Development Block Grant CD application, and subsequent administrative services contract is funded. This is the Texas CDBG grants that we've applied for in the past, and yes, we've gotten some good work out of this. So.
This is the same pool of funding that we did the State and Union Sewer Project. We did not have a chance to apply for the most previous application cycle. We didn't have a complete application together. We were missing some key components we weren't able to get by the deadline. So this is just that next round. And this is for the grant administrative services. So we only received one response, and that was from Langford Community Management Services. We've worked with them in the past. They did our previous CDBG project, well known in the region, if not across the state. And that would be my recommendation, to award administrative grant admin services to Langford Community Management Services.
Any questions, concerns, comments, motions? Anybody? Coffee?
Yeah, take the community development block grant application and subsequent administrative services.
Mr. Weaver has made a motion to award the community development block grant application and subsequent administrative services if contract is funded to Langford Community Services. They were our only applicant. We need a second.
I'll second.
Ms. Cooper has seconded. All in favor? Carries 4-0. All right. Number 11, discuss, review, take any necessary action related to awarding an engineering services contract for the preparation of the city's 2023-24 Texas Community Development Block Grant application and subsequent engineering contract is funded. Now we're talking engineering.
It's basically the same thing, but it's in
Correct, exact same things. And MRB Group was the only one, and Mr. Trey's here from them, from that group, and they were the only submission. But we have a great track record with MRB, so we're very excited to partner with them on this project as well, if approved.
he comes here so much, he needs to be paid.
I'll make a motion that we
You
approve
think
the
Francis here?
Texas CDBG to MRB Group PG&E.
Ms. Cooper has made that motion to award the Texas CDBG block grant application and subsequent engineering contracted funding to the MRB Group. Mr. Jones, Gail has seconded. All in favor? Carries 4-0. All right. Item number 12, discuss, review, take any necessary action related to receiving and approving a certification of unopposed candidates for other political subdivision.
Yes, sir. This is just a necessary first step in the process that's through the Secretary of State's office. This is just basically stating that we had 2 official applicants for 2 at-large city council positions, no districts, no wards, anything of that nature. So they are running unopposed, and therefore there is no need to have the election for city council. So this is just receiving this. If council, you can approve the certification of unopposed candidates, the title there, we'll just have an official action on it.
I'll make a motion we approve the certification of unopposed candidates.
Vicky has made a motion approving the certification of unopposed candidates for other political subdivision with a Ray Uton second. All in favor? Okay, 4-0. Any sign this one, buddy?
No, sir, it's already signed.
All right. Item number 13, discuss, review, and take any necessary action related to the ordinance 20230313-13, order of cancellation for the May 6, 2023 general election to elect 2 members for city council for 2-year terms and 2 separate proposition ballot measures related to amending permissible alcohol sales within the city limits.
Who seconded the last one?
Come on, Dan.
Who seconded it?
I keep trying to shut it off.
Vicky
It won't go
and
away.
Vicky and Ray.
Okay.
You want to update us on this one?
Yes, sir. So there are 2 key components on this order of cancellation. As a side note, the school has canceled their election as well, so there will be no joint election. If City Hall were to serve as an election site, it would be for county items only. So I will coordinate that with the counties on the back end. But for the city's purposes, there were 2 different items on the proposed election. One was for the 2 city council seats, and the other was for the amendment of the permissible alcohol sales within the city limits. We've already discussed the unopposed candidate portion. The section cited to cancel the proposed amendments is 2.081A. That's the moot measures item. It's basically stating that even if there was a vote on this ballot measure, it's not going to be able to be, because there needs to be additional items before it can be on the ballot. So with that in mind, that concludes the cancellation of the entire election for May. Just need a motion to approve the ordinance. If there aren't
Ms.
any
Tucker
questions.
did sign up to speak on this one.
So there was supposed to be a piece on the ballot with regards to licensing, liquor licensing. In September, I applied for a retailer's on-premise license, a BG, and was told at that time that the city was declining those and allowing only BE licenses. And so I ceased my entire application, backed up and did a BE license, and was granted and approved that, and we're in operation. However, I did research and found that there are other BG licenses in effect, in operation currently in the city of Bartlett today.
that have been in effect for quite some time, and they are currently valid and fully legal and approved by the city and by TABC. And so with that in mind, I did further research and looked back at the city ordinances, and I have now provided twice to this administration those ordinances and those, that listing of ordinances. And since 1936, this city has had beer, wine, and liquor approved. And it seems that the precedence has been set in the city to allow beer, wine, and liquor. It was sold at the German restaurant, it was sold at the steak restaurant, and it continues to this day to be sold at the Matrix. You can go and buy a glass of wine tonight at the Matrix, and they have a valid today EG license. And so I'm being held up. There's confusion at the city level, and the precedence has been set. So we need to go back to what's on our books. We need to look at the precedence that's being set. And one of two things needs to happen. Either we need to continue with the precedence that's being set, and we need to allow business to continue, and I need to be given the right to have my EG license, and we need to continue and move on. Or this administration needs to move forward with getting the election taken seriously, getting the ballot moved forward, and all of the work done to get this moved forward. Because at this point, it's been stalemated for a long time, and every roadblock's been put in place, and we need to move forward with one way or the other.
This is not an agenda item for council discussion, but I will make a statement of fact in response to that. But
Well, it is
before,
on the agenda because
for the election,
It's a-
not for the
yes.
discussion of permissible alcohol sales themselves, just as a ballot measure. So that's the only
And
thing
then
that council
we
can
put on the agenda
discuss.
For next time, because
Okay.
the continued roadblock is the issue.
The statement of fact is that prior to reviewing her application, the only valid source of information at that time was directly from TABC's website. There were no other internal records that I could find or identify. I did not sign any other permissible alcohol sale applications that I was aware of outside of the ones that were addressed there. So at the time, her application was processed with the best information at hand. If something has changed in that time, there's a new piece of information available that can be researched and addressed at a later time. But the insinuation that someone is being singled out is false. So that's the statement of fact there, and that's all the comments that'll be made on it.
And doesn't it matter about the county?
There's 3 levels of approval, yes.
I don't think I think it should be determined everything. It's not up to us to be a judge. You want
We
me to
talk
drunk?
about it every month.
Yeah.
It comes up every
No,
month.
what I'm trying to say is, I'm not gonna be a preacher in the pulpit saying.
No, exactly. But we talk about it as a city council every month, and we say, oh yeah, let's do something about it, and then it's put on the next agenda, and then we're not moving forward. So we either need to get it on the agenda, or we need to look at the ordinances. One or the other needs to happen.
The German restaurant is, Williamson County too,
Matrix is in Williamson County,
and the German restaurant,
is in Williamson County.
and yours is in Williamson County.
Again, we can't really discuss this on the agenda or as an item. So the only item on the table right now is action on ordinance 2023-0313-13, order of cancellation for the May 6th, 2023 general election.
I'll make that motion. Cancel the election.
Mr. Weaver made a motion to cancel the 2023-0313-13 order of cancellation. With a Gail Jones second. All in favor? All against? Motion carries 3-1. Moving on to item number 14. Discuss, review, take any necessary action related to resolution 2023-0313-14, authorizing the submission of the Texas Community Development Block Grant application to the Texas Department of Agriculture for the Community Development Fund. So this is the same thing as CDBG application. It's asking for authorization
This just would approve the mayor to submit the application on the city's behalf.
I'll make that motion. You need me to read out all the numbers?
Now, Ms. Cooper's made a motion. Do I have a second?
Sure.
Mr. Jones has seconded. All in favor? Carries 4-0. Item number 15, discuss, review, take any necessary action related to resolutions 2023-0313-15, authorizing city representatives to act in matters pertaining to the city's participation in the Texas Community Development Block Grant Program.
Did you make the motion? Did you make the motion?
You know, that was too fast, didn't it?
You made that motion, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I thought you did.
So Ray Uson made a motion.
Yep, no, second.
Uson made a motion. Ms. Cooper made a second. All in favor? Carries 4-0. Number 16, discuss, review, take any necessary action related to adopting A 1013 Citizen Participation Plan.
This agenda item and the next one are just subsequent, I guess, requisite components of the CDBG application process. So this is just a simple, if there aren't any questions on it, a simple approval on both this one and the next one.
Well, read 17 so we can knock both of them out.
No, I'll do them single-handedly.
I make a motion, we adopt the A 1013 Citizen Participation
I'll
Plan.
second.
Ms. Cooper has made a motion. Accept the A 1013 Citizen Participation Plan. Ray has seconded that. All in favor? Carries 4-0. Item number 17, discuss, review, take any necessary action related to reaffirming the following civil rights policies. A is A 1003 Executive Force Policy. B, A 101115 Fair Housing Policy. C, A 1004 Section 504 Policy and Grievance Procedures. D, Code of Conduct Policy. Number 15.
We sign first and I second. Make a motion, we approve the following civil rights policies.
No second.
Ms. Cooper has made the motion to approve the
You need all those numbers.
reaffirming the following civil rights policies, items A through D, as seen in your agenda. Mr. Uson has seconded that. All in favor? That does carry 4-0. Ooh, that's in Spanish.
Let's go back and executive session again for 18.
Yes, sir. All right, at this time, council will reside back into executive session in accordance with the Texas Government Code, section 551.001. The city council will recess in the executive session to discuss the following: item number 18, deliberate the 551.074, deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, compensation, reassignment, duties, discipline, and or dismissal of a public employee or officer regarding lineman apprentice, utility maintenance worker, and public works supervisor. We will call executive session at 8:26 p.m. All righty, folks, we'll be back in a bit.
You signed that order, right? The cancellation order?
Oh, well, it's not all kinds of things. Even in Spanish.
Did your little kid ever have one?
Oh, I don't know. Do you have the licensing for that?
Yeah.
Hey, Chief.
Hi.
You wait back there? Don't foot patrol. You ready, bud?
Yes, sir.
We'll reconvene at 9:06 p.m.
What time?
9:06 p.m.
9:06 p.m. Item number 18, deliberate appointment, employment, evaluation, compensation, reassignment duties, discipline, and/or dismissal of public employee or officer regarding lineman apprentice, utility maintenance worker, public works supervisor. Any action? I believe there was a,
No action on 1, no action on 2. And on 3, I'd like to make a motion to approve to advertise for public works superintendent with preferred certifications.
Is that pretty good?
all right, Ms. Cooper has made a motion on item number, there's no action on item 1, no action on item 2, and item 3, Ms. Cooper's made a motion to approve for advertisement for the public works superintendent with credential, with
With
certifications.
preferred
With
certifications.
preferred certifications.
I'll second.
Cooper made a motion, Philip has seconded that. All in favor? 4-0. All right, future agenda items. You ready for these?
Let's roll.
Swimming pool, lifeguards. PDD zoning ordinance notice of public hearing. But that doesn't need to be until April.
So we're gonna handle that liquor thing for, during the vote,
Would you say,
for November?
No, sir. The election was canceled.
I know, I mean, next election.
Oh, next election.
Yeah.
Well, we, apparently there's some research that needs to be done on that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it may be as easy as her just reapplying for a
I don't even know what the matrix
BG.
serves.
I ain't ever even been there.
She's got that on.
It's a BMG.
I'm surprised she hadn't brought any paperwork in, so
She wants everything right there.
she's talking.
future agenda, so those two, swimming pool lifeguards, PDD, zoning, ordinance hearing.
Was there anything else on the future?
Not even anything.
Maybe a topic for discussion would be, I know we've got holidays coming up, we'll spend some of our budgeted money for decorations.
Holiday
for
decorations,
downtown
I like it.
before July the 3rd.
And what would you like?
We're gonna blow up.
Some flags? What happened to our flags?
Oh, they're across the street.
Really?
I'm sorry.
There's no heat, but they're there.
You gotta call Dean.
Probably wouldn't hurt to have it on
Yeah, put that in.
the,
Citywide
the
cleanup.
citywide cleanup. There has also been questions about the citywide garage sale. That was a chamber event, from my understanding.
It's a chamber event.
Hey, do we have a chamber?
No.
You run a chamber.
Oh, we still say that. We talk about, the 29th, for the citywide cleanup. That needs to be an agenda item, so we're gonna have it scheduled where we can have council members, whoever volunteers can help facilitate that during that day.
I'm surprised you wake up.
I'm having a hard time.
That your wife doesn't kill you.
Yeah, she's in another room, thank God. No. She gets me pissed, I go in another room,
It's safe space.
close the door, and I watch porn.
Can we talk about the cleanup real quick?
Oh, not as a
Okay,
council, but
we'll just put on the agenda for the next, we can have all the details on it.
yes, sir.
That was 29th, wasn't it?
The proposed April 29th date will be, April 29th will be the proposed date. But we'll discuss that meeting.
That would require the city and everybody.
I had several people asking.
The
Well,
garage,
I put something in, but you guys never put it in because you're afraid of Raymond and his family. Clean that crap on the bed.
Oh, at the front.
code compliance. The garage sale is usually put on, I mean, the city can't put on a garage sale. Chamber of Commerce, I mean, so, I mean, all these people on there asking, one of them just needs to step up and say, okay, I'll route it.
It was always
Simple.
done,
Not that
always
hard.
done, a certain weekend, right at
First week of April.
the first week of
No matter
April,
what.
no matter what. So I don't know why people are going, are we having
I
one?
know.
It was for years,
Don't have a garage sale, have a garage sale.
always that weekend.
Maybe we should put a notice out, for the April first citywide garage sale, come pick up your permit, that's all you gotta say.
They're not gonna come. They're not gonna come.
Simple as that.
$10 will get you a permit.
Exactly.